if you're looking for that kind of attacking tactic, the all-out tactic to be fun, this is definitely the one to go with. Now, this is one that I've been talking about for some time. I will make the argument and prediction here. Look, it's a 5-3-2. Look, oh, now it's a 3-5-2. The number system on this, don't look at it too much and think it's a 5-back. I can probably assure you that had this been allowed in the professional scene, this would be used a bit more. The reason why I like this 5-back as opposed to every other one is because I just want to quickly show you something very important. The rest of them, they don't have CDMs. So the issue is with this one, you only have one striker. This one is probably the best fun layout as well. The downside is you don't have that CDM. So this is kind of like the in between them all. And you can have that player on holding. So that way, if you lose the ball, you've got a back three, and at least you've got these players going forward. So you could use any of these. This one is a very good one. You can just copy these exact ones. This is the more defensive one. But if you want the more fun, the more attacking one, I'll definitely go with this one. This is, think of this like, I want you to just ignore the fact that people look at it, it's, oh, it's a 5-back, it's a 5-back, oh, rat. Forget that nonsense, okay? I can guarantee you'll improve in FC25. I have an FC25 School Series, but before you skip ahead, what if I told you I can guarantee you'll get better, or if you don't, I'll refund your money? I can say this because I've been running my school for many years and thousands of people have joined and even stay on. We go over complete in-depth gameplay tutorials showing you the theory of something and showing you gameplay examples in a structured format, unlike my YouTube channel, which is just all over the place. We also start a series from Division 10 all the way to Elite Division, showing you every single game from Division 10 to the Elite Division, basic gameplay, so you can copy it and see how to get to the Elite Division so easily. The video is on a progressive systematic learner system, teaching you everything from the core mechanics to the meta so you can get better as a whole, with explanations that go beyond the scope of even my YouTube channel. So come join thousands of others in a mature audience community for those looking to get better at FC. Patreon.com/NilGuys, or click the link down below. We upload videos every single week with adjusting to the new recent updates and patches so you can stay up to date and ahead of your competition. Now, when you join, we have a library of hundreds of videos, more than my YouTube videos, in fact, with new FC25 videos getting uploaded on a regular basis, so you never run out of content. The biggest mistake people do is they spend thousands of dollars each year on FIFA points thinking this will make them a better player, but it won't. But now it's time to make that change. And don't forget, I guarantee you'll improve, and if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money. That's the Nil Guys guarantee. Click the link down below in the description, patreon.com/NilGuides. About how it plays out of possession. Now, actually, using a 5-back is actually a disadvantage defensively because you're not able to press the ball. Now, the way I look at this is it's a 4-1-2-1-2, and then what I do is I make the 4-backs going forward like this. So this is the way that I do it. And you can put balanced. I prefer attack, but I think maybe the way they release it, I put it on balance. So think of this like a 4-1-2-1-2 when you go forward. The difference is you have 2 centre mids, a cam, 2 strikers, and you have that left back and right back. If you want to, let's say for God knows what reason you think this is way too attacking, I gotta have the defensive option of this. Go like that. Because then you have a back 4, you got 2 centre mids, you got a cam, you got the 2 strikers, and then you got the left back. So you can argue, just try to attack predominantly down the left-hand side. So you can think of this as like your 4-1-2-1-2 without the CDM, but you got the extra player on the wing. So this as another option. If you've liked my 3-5-2 that I made, remember that 3-5-2 that I made with a 4-2-2? This could be another slot to use. So I'll release a code like this, and you can just make the adjustments. What's the point? You know, you can probably just do it yourself. We've got defend for all these players. Of course, you should actually put a defender here, not, for example, Chiesa, like this, and fullback defend. That's your back 4. Then the 2 centre mids, because I want them to go forward, I use box to box. Arguably, try to have someone that's got a box to box playstyle plus, as opposed to just a regular one. Otherwise, you're not really going to get the same movement as you would with a plus. You need the plus plus. So I've got Tonali here, and I've got Appin. Plus, I would say at the minimum, I would definitely go plus plus. For the cam, you can actually go for a shadow striker if you want to. I think Playmaker is fine, but Shadow Striker is also very, very good. If you are going to use Shadow Striker, just don't make any of these 2 attack with a Playmaker, because then you're going to have no one at the back. Okay, so make sure you have that balance in. So what I'd recommend is, first of all, going with something like this and using Playmaker, go into the game like this. If you wanted to be more attacking, you could always adjust this player over here, your cam, to beat that shadow striker if you really want to. So the idea behind this is you're going to your back 4 defensively, your 2 centre mids are going to be running back and forward, you got that cam, And then one of your strikers, as I always mention, put them on a poacher, one of them advance forward. And Mendy, you have to put them on attacker wing back. You can put them on a fullback. What's the point? You can put them on a wing back, but I feel like they're just a bit too far away. This is mainly if you struggle with build-up play, but I think for them to be very attacking, what you want is you want this defensive line to shift when Mendy goes forward. So the idea is Mendy will go forward and the defensive line will shift to cover that position. And that's what I'll tell you the best way of attacking. The only caveat with this, the downside of this formation is defensively, you have a back five. But actually, defending in a back five is not really the most effective ways. You know, CDMs and a back four, I would say, probably arguably is more effective if you ask me personally speaking. But the benefit of this is that you have that attacking threat. You don't have CDMs, but you can still apply pressure with these players if you want to. And one thing you could do, not one thing that I've tried, but you could technically go with something like a target forward wide. I mean, I'll be honest, I've not tried it with this, but I'm just thinking about this on the fly now. That could be an option if you want to maybe make this player a bit more central. Then you can have that player being a wider player. Honestly, I've not tried this. I'm not going to pretend I have. But that could be some interesting movement. So either one of those two are good. In terms of the depth, 70 depth you can use. However, with 5-backs, be careful. Otherwise, I'd recommend a balance system. And then counter, the most important, it must be a counter attack. Otherwise, Mendy's not going to make that fluid movement going forward. And ideally, you want a plus in this position. Without a plus, Mendy's not going to be feeling as useful. I mean, he'll be still moving, but he won't be moving as quick. That's why counter attack helps Mendy move quicker. And also he returns back to the defensive line quicker as well with that plus. Very, very important. So you can use either one of those two. I call this, as you remember, the flying fullback. So you could use, again, this is if you want one that's a bit more stable defensively. In fact, I'd probably argue if you're anywhere realistically below Division 2 and you're playing this in champs, maybe this one might be a better option for you. Or maybe just putting one of the players on stay back. But at least this way you have a CDM. I mean, worst case scenario, you can put your CDM as a centre half. Absolute worst case scenario. But that could be something that's very interesting if you want to create a system. But then at that point, what's the point? You might as well just use a 4-4-2 at that point. But the key thing is having that player on holding. You can use deep line playmaker defend if you want to as well. Just don't use roaming. Just put them on build up or defend is what I'd recommend. But at least this way you have one with CDMs. And what the key thing is the transition in between these flying fullbacks. At least defensively, if you're more of the manual defender, you will like this system because you have that CDM for security and you have that back five. At least you're going to feel a bit more safer when you have the ball going forward. And again, the exact same counter and depth. And if you really want the tactics code over there, to be honest, even to this day, I really genuinely understand. People always ask me, where's the code? The code is always here. You can always skip to the end of the video. And more importantly, people don't understand the code takes longer to do. Just do it yourself, guys. You know, honestly, you can just go like this. Literally, all I got to do is adjust. Like, let's say I want to use this one. All I got to do is do inside forward here, and then maybe like that. Like literally. And most of the time, because the depth doesn't work properly, you have to end up doing it yourself anyway. So always just do it yourself, man. You always check the depth as well. People say it's fixed. I still having these issues. But look, that would just be some fun tactics you want to use. Any of the 5-backs. You can actually explore the other formations as well. You can create some very intricate systems. But if anyone wants to have some fun tactics that really like the overload and attack, and again, the reason why I like it, as I mentioned to you, is with a 3-back, you can't. The left mid and right mid, they don't come back to defend. So you actually defend with a 3-back. That is when it's all the 3-backs are basically pointless unless you did something like this. And at that point, she just might as well just use the 4-1-2-1-2. Like at that point, it's just pointless. So that's the issue with the in and out possession nonsense. But I've got another formation, another one, very, very soon coming that you're probably going to very much like. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Have some fun. Take it easy. Enjoy the weather if you're in the UK anyway. And I'll catch you next time. Peace out.